get to the touchdown market. This is something that we have enjoyed playing when we come in here for Sunday Night Football over the course of the season because, hey, it's fun. Again, we talk about not every single bet has to be this oh man, I'm gonna this edge winner. Sometimes they're fun. And in our opinion, first touchdown market's fun. But let's talk about anytime touchdown at all. Your favorite in this market, Christian McCaffrey minus 225, and honestly, I don't even know if that's enough. Pacheco minus 125, Kelsey at minus 110. You're getting a little bit of plus money on Rashee Rice and Deebo Samuel, as you are plus 140 on Ayuk and Kittle. Then it jumps up pretty big to Mahomes at 4-1. As we said, doesn't really quarterback sneak, so you're going to need a scramble there from Mahomes on that 4-1. Watson plus 475. Either of the defenses here coming in at 5 and 5.5 to 1. Purdy, also not really a sneaker, plus 550 there for him. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 550. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 550. Juwan Jennings, 6-1. And Elijah Mitchell, 6.5 to 1 are your favorites. If you're wondering why Christian McCaffrey's minus 225, Mike,
he scores a lot.
He scored touchdowns in 15 of 18 games that he played in.
It's good.
Yeah. Rushing TD in 13 of those, receiving TD in 6 different games. And, of course, in 2 of the games he didn't have a rushing touchdown. He ended up having a receiving touchdown. It doesn't matter. It's just an anytime touchdown. So 15 of 18 games for Christian McCaffrey. And the one thing we can say for sure, if they get down there, we can't say for certain he's going to get in the end zone, but they are going to give him an opportunity to get in the end zone, and that's all we can hope for. He is a guy that if you're telling a story of a San Francisco win in this game, let's call it a same-game parlay or whatever it might be, putting in a Christian McCaffrey touchdown is as part of that as you could be.
I would be very surprised if San Francisco wins and he doesn't score. And like you said, anytime they get the ball inside the 5-yard line, Christian McCaffrey is going to get at least one attempt to be able to get in the end zone. They also love throwing to him in the red zone. You talked about those reception touchdowns. He is one of the leading targets inside the red zone for him. Love running that little 7 route where he comes out of the basketball. He's got the option route, usually cuts it inside and able to try and beat the linebacker to a spot. I don't love this anytime touchdown in this game. I'm an under portion here. I think that under the 47.5 is the right side from that perspective. I don't expect a ton of points. So for me, if I'm taking shots here of anytime touchdown score, I want a bigger price. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is the one that jumps out at me.
Okay.
And for a couple reasons. First off, you've got the big play potential. We know he's going to take shots downfield. You've got a weak number 2 cornerback in San Francisco. We've seen that secondary get absolutely eaten up. Scantling, I think, gets it loose at least once. Will he catch it and stand up is the big question, because usually he falls down when he catches it, and usually he stays standing when he drops it. So we'll see what he can do here. But I plus 550, I'm willing to take a shot. And secondly, we saw Kansas City absolutely eat up the Eagles last year with motion inside the 5. Scantling's one of those guys that's going to be one of the motion guys, because you're going to have Rice who's going to be standing, and you're going to want to move Scantling around. He could be that guy who catches those motion touchdowns. So I'll take a shot at Scantling at plus 550.
Yeah, it is. Listen, is there going to be someone score a touchdown in this game where you just go like, oh my God, I can't believe it? Probably.
Yeah.
One thing we have seen in Super Bowls a lot, there are cute plays. Mm-hmm. Like, we have seen a ton of cute plays get called. And so is there someone that's off the board of the screen if you're watching at home right now with us? I mean, if yes.
Is Noah Gray going to get in the end zone? And everyone's going to be like, oh, I should have had that.
Right. I mean, maybe. But these are the most likely to get in, and they're the most likely to get in for a reason. And so that's kind of why we focus on those whenever we're talking about all of these. All right. So let's go to first touchdown. First touchdown is always interesting and fun. And the reason we say that it's fun is because, listen,
get some decent numbers.
It's a little bit of a roll of the dice, yes, but also, like you said, you get some fat numbers on some of these. Christian McCaffrey, your favorite. It pretty much goes in order of anytime touchdown as far as first touchdown as well for any of these. And this is just something that we always say. This is a fun bet. This is a for fun bet. You're not really putting in a ton of, because we don't know. The first touchdown could come from 18 yards out. The first touchdown could come from the 1. So, there's multiple different ways that this happens. And so, plus 340 on McCaffrey, I think, is at least fairly interesting.
Yeah, it's not a bad price for someone who has scored a bunch of these first touchdowns here throughout the year. I never play first touchdown scores at plus 340. I'm always looking at the 20-1 type numbers. So for me, that 340 is a little short. However, if you look at the last 7 Super Bowls, your highest first touchdown scorer, Patrick Mahomes, at 20-1 when he ran it in from the 1 against this San Francisco team. Your second highest, 12-1. Everything else lower in the last 5 years than that. So you see the star players kind of get those looks inside the red zone, whereas a lot of times in the regular season, it's the second or third tight end. It's this little more randomness to it. So it's hard to really back anybody at a monster number. If I was going to here, to me, it's Scantling, who I mentioned. He's 30-1. It would be someone like Justin Watson, who's sitting there at 28-1. Maybe a Chiefs defensive score sitting on the board at 30-1. We saw Brock Purdy try and throw a couple pick sixes and failed to do so in the first couple rounds there of the playoffs. So I would want a big price here if I'm playing this. And it's one of those where I'm not playing full units. I'm playing, a tenth of a unit, and I'm hoping to get lucky with a big number.